Torah time! The weekly portion. What's it all about? It really means something. What can it teach me? Turn it. Everything's in it.
Hi. This week's Torah portion is called Tazria-Metzorah. It's a joint portion, so it has two portions put together. So what's really kind of gross about Tazria-Metzorah is it talks about kind of skin ailments, things that affect your skin disease. And what happened way back in the ancient time when the Israelites were crossing the desert and living in the desert is they would get these skin diseases, and rather than going to the doctor like you and me would do, they would have to go to the priest, to the rabbi. And the rabbi would have to determine, is this a clean skin disease or an unclean skin disease? I don't really think that any skin disease is clean, but some of them were considered clean, and they could live in the camp with others while they recovered. But the ones that were unclean had to leave the camp and go into isolation. Once they were in isolation, the rabbis or the priests would check on them every 7 days to see how the disease was coming along and to see how they were healing. I thought that was really nice of the rabbis, actually. Well, what ended up happening was they would heal, and then they could come back into the camp, back into the community. We're taught that the cause of the skin diseases was because of the sin of gossip. Wow. I didn't know gossip could cause skin disease. Well, it really can't. This was a disease in biblical time, and it really can't happen to us now if we gossip. But I want to share with you something interesting. You know, right now we're going through this pandemic, and it's affecting people all over the globe. People are getting really sick. Some people are passing away from it. What's happening is this virus, it's invisible. We can't see it, but once it affects us, we become very contagious. And if we're around other people, we can spread the disease. Well, that's kind of like gossip. Because gossip, once it leaves our mouth, once the words come out of our mouths, they kind of become invisible to us, but they stick to someone else. And then someone else gets infected with the gossip, and then they tell someone, and then they tell someone, and then who knows how far those words will travel. And we all know they never end up the way they started. The words always change, and in gossip's case, they get worse. So one of the things I think we have to remember is the wonderful teaching in our tradition called Lashon Hara, evil speech. We don't want to practice evil speech because it's like a virus. We want to practice good speech, holy speech, sacred speech. We want to tell people all the good things about them. And we want to speak that way because ultimately it'll make us feel better about ourselves. Just like we're protecting ourselves from this current virus by staying home and isolating, we need to protect ourselves from gossip, protect ourselves from Lashon Hara. Because you know what? It's harmful, it's hurtful, it's highly contagious, and we just don't want to be that way. Okay, see you next time for Torah time. Bye-bye.